Their Ana just runs up on us and starts blasting, and I go to kill their Ana, and my gets pinned for it, and I get punished for trying to kill an out of position Ana.
He plays video games all day, and his wife is fed up.
Hey, how are you guys doing? I've actually been taking a bit of a break from playing support the last couple weeks, so I figured I would talk about how to tank. So today I'm going to be talking about how to tank against Ragnaros. Today I'm going to be talking about what exactly you're supposed to do as a Reinhardt player. We're also going to be talking about what to do in specific hero comps, as well as the juiciest part being how to climb and hard climb as a Reinhardt solo queuer. First off, you've double clicked on Reinhardt and hero select, you have done the hardest part. So what do you do next? Well, your playstyle is going to be very heavily influenced by your off-tank pick, as well as the rest of your team, but not quite as much as your off-tank. But we're not really going to focus on that right now. We're going to try to do a nice generalized how-to on what you're going to be doing in a team fight. And actually, contrary to Platinum belief, Reinhardt does have more he can contribute to a team fight besides holding his shield up until it gets destroyed and then charging straight into the enemy team. It would take me a whole probably 30-minute video to show all the nuance that goes into the little things you do as Rein and everything you do in a whole team fight. So instead, I'm going to commentate over a short clip and try to get you in the know-how of what decisions I'm making, why I'm making them, and everything in the heat of the moment. Okay, so we're playing on Junkertown. I'm holding close right here. I'm just going to pause it because there's a lot to talk about. We're playing Rein Zarya, which we'll go into that later. But as I said, I always hold close on Junkertown when I'm playing Rein because I feel so weird when I'm on that high ground. I have no idea where to go and when to drop. Right now, I'm just trying to protect our Zarya and let her get a little bit of ult charge, and I'm basically just waiting for her to pop personal so I can drop my shield. All right, so as you're going to see, she gives me her bubble, so that cues me, and I need to start getting aggressive. Their Zarya gives Rein her other bubble, so I want to back off a little bit, make sure not to swing, and just give our Zarya that little bit of advantage of having the little extra charge than theirs. So the Reinhardt's also kind of out of position, and he's low, but I am also at half, so instead of going on for him, I see our Zarya is kind of off-angling, so I'm going to be a little bit unaggressive and let her get her ult charge, and back up a little bit here. But if you are in that position and you are not low health, what you can actually do as Rein is if you left click, he swings to the left, and you keep holding it, he'll swing to the right. But if you want to keep him out of position, you can left click to swing and then give it a little bit of a second. And if you swing again, instead of holding it, he'll left swing again, and that'll keep their Reinhardt from backing up a little bit. So right here, I'm just holding shield, trying to let our team make a play or something like that. Now I see that their Rein shield's super low, so I'm trying to make a play. This is a mistake on my part. The enemy team, they have the positional advantage. I'm a little bit out of position, seeing as where the cart's at, and I did not see that my team is actually a little bit further back and they're planning to play the next angle. The Rein actually ends up charging me here and killing me because I was out of position. So we're going to talk about this little re-engage here, and then I think we're going to go back to the normal explanation. But the Rein gets a little bit too aggressive, and I know he has Shatter. So I instinctively hold shield because I know with these lower elo Reins, they're going to try to shatter fast when they get aggressive like that and get those. They start swinging really hard, you know they're going to shatter. He also gets nanoed here, and we're also both low. So I know he's probably going to either aggro in or try to charge or something. So I try to get the pin, end up killing the Zarya, which was an accident. And then I just dodge their Rein and let my team swing him down. I'm backing up here because I'm low. And then because of this, we end up with both their tanks dead and their Ana dead, and we easily get a recontest and pretty much end up winning this fight. I also want to include this little clip here, not really for any technical analysis, it's just really funny. Their Ana just runs up on us and starts blasting, and I go to kill their Ana, and my ass gets pinned for it, and I get punished for trying to kill an out of position Ana. I know there's a lot more nuance to talk about, but I don't want to take up the whole video with that, so now we're going to move on to comp synergy. As I said before, a Reinhardt player needs to play completely differently depending on who their off-tank is. I'm going to show two clips whilst I'm talking about this subject. One will be where my off-tank is Zarya, the other where my off-tank is Roadhog. There are actually a lot of similarities in the goals of these clips. In both clips, I'm trying to best enable my off-tank. However, the way I go about it is what's different and what I'm going to try to explain here. So first off will be the Zarya clip. We already saw this is the Junkertown clip. But to do re-explanation, I'm playing up here because I know our Zarya is going to give me barrier. She wants charge. I'm playing back, but I'm also going to shield when I know our Zarya doesn't have her personal. She's also off-angling. She has her personal, but once she drops it, I be aggressive again. I'll move to another clip of that. So here we're walking up. Our Zarya uses personal, so I make no effort to cover her. When it's down, I keep my shield up so she can beam people. Here's another example. We're walking up. She uses her personal. I leave my shield down. I put it right up so the Widow can't do anything, and so their Zarya can get no value but get beamed down. So to give a little once over, when you have Zarya as your off tank, You want to play aggressively when you know she wants to build charge, or you know that she has ranged bubble so you can make a play. You'll want to drop shield when she uses her personal so that she gets some value out of that. And then make sure you shield when she's high charge and trying to beam someone and kind of not out of position, but she's being very aggressive. If they're not really fighting you back, you can start cleaving and swinging so you guys get that extra damage to confirm kills. All right, so this clip I'm running with a hog. I'm going to play a little bit differently here. You'll notice I'm shielding super early and keeping it up. I don't want our hog to get hooked, and I want to give him opportunity to sanction someone off and get a hook on them. I'm also playing aggressively to draw aggro now that his hook's down. So I think this is important for you to see here. I sanction off a hook, I cleave so we can confirm the kill, and then I hold shield while he's whole hogging to make sure nothing happens to him and he can get the full value out of his ult right there. All right, so another little rundown for that. Conversely with hog, the best way to enable him is by drawing aggro away from him when his hook is off of cooldown, and then shielding when he's looking for a hook so he can best get a better layout of the enemy team and where they're standing. Also, the little tip I said there, always swing your hammer right at the end of a hog hook. That way, if he isn't able to confirm the kill, you're able to just get that little bit of extra damage in and probably one-shot a 250 HP target even. Just make sure not to do it too early or you'll knock the character out of Hog's little area where he was trying to shoot and you may end up not killing the target. I don't have any clips for the other off tanks, so I'm just going to give a short spiel for the more common combos with Rein. For Rein Sigma, they're kind of a tough combo to play together and mesh together well. You want to use Sigma kind of how you do with Zarya by playing off his resources. So when he deploys your barrier, that's your cue to start swinging and be aggressive. And you'll also want to be sure to be making enough space so that his balls can get some value. Rein D.Va can be just as good of a combo as Zarya. I put it in the not as common combo just because D.Va can be difficult to get value out of for a character in lower elo, or a player in lower elo. They need to have really decent positioning as well as really good DM usage to get enough value out of her to make her useful in the right situations. As far as the best situations, when you want to pick her instead of Zarya to pair with Rein is when you're playing into really high sustained damage comps on the enemy team. So if they have a Hanzo, a Soldier, and a Zen all together, that's going to be too much for Zarya Barrier to let you go in and swing with, so that's when they want to swap to D.Va. If you do have any questions about the other off-tank combos, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to them. If anybody else can answer, go for it. I did also say that the rest of your team comp, as well as the enemy team comp, both factor into how you play Rein as well. For instance, if your supports are Lucio and Mercy, you probably do not want to be playing Rein in that scenario. There just won't be enough burst healing or extra damage to kill the enemy faster. There just won't be enough of either of those to keep you alive or to enable you to be aggressive or just really play Rein in any interesting fashion besides holding shield up and then dying. He's best played with a burst healer like Ana or Bap or Moira. And he also can be enabled by Lucio with Speed Boost, who uses his amps at the right time to engage or disengage you from fights. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that every single person that watches my videos does end up subscribing, so thank you so much for that. And by the way, YouTube does let me know the info of anybody that does unsubscribe, so be sure to keep that in mind if you're thinking about doing that. Thanks. All right, finally, let's talk about how you, a hard-stuck solo queuer, can leverage Rein to climb out of whatever rank you're in. I'm kind of going to go against the grain of Rein advice and say try not to go super hard on trying to make plays happen or anything like that. More often than not, you're going to end up out of position, or you're just not really going to get the support you think you're going to get even when you get a pick or you get the enemy team to back up or you make space or something. What I found is the best way to climb as Rein is to just simply put more thought in than the enemy Rein. In the wise words of Emong, you need to be playing chess while the enemy Rein is playing Connect 4. You're going to want to be playing the Shatter mind game, so you just always want to keep track of where the enemy Rein's Shatter is. What I've picked up on is with lower elo Reins, they generally like to get a few swings in, and you can tell they're being aggressive, and by that point, that's when they're ready to finally drop that fourth Connect 4 piece. Hammer down! So what you can do is you can actually play into their aggression and pretend to be throwing swings in to make them think you're also being aggressive. And then when they try to drop that in, you just immediately block. So make sure you're in the mindset of, I need to be ready to block at any time. And I find the best way to do this is to make sure, like constantly be thinking about, don't hold click or trigger or whatever you're on. Tap it whenever you want to swing. That way you're always going to be ready to shield at a moment's notice. As far as the avenue for my own shatters, I just take the easiest way. I just wait for the enemy Rein shield to be at absolute 0, or I look for people that are way out of position and I just solo shatter them. Let's talk about shield. Enemy Reins tend to think of their shield as being the only possible physical way for their team to not take damage. So you in turn should be playing off the map geometry to make sure that at any moment when you want to drop shield, if it's at half or getting low, that you can and that you easily have a place to recover to and just sit around and not take damage. And as a plus, when you're playing against geometry as Rein, usually your team will follow suit and also play around that. And finally, this kind of leads into my last climbing tip I have as Rein, which is to be a shot caller. And this isn't just for plays. I know it can be hard to think of exactly what you want to do. I mean this in terms of just what you're going to be doing. If you just call out to your team, if you're about to drop your shield, all you got to say is,
hey guys, I'm gonna drop my shield.
And then do a little countdown for them. It's so extremely helpful for them. Or for instance, if you're looking to shatter, just say,
hey guys, I'm looking to shatter this fight. Can we target Rein's shields first so that I can get an easy shatter and we win the fight?
If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.